What's going on, guys? It's your boy Ziggy from Shonen Origins, coming out with some more 7 Deadly Sins. So in this video, I want to go over the equipment in this game. I've seen a couple of tutorials. Funny enough, a lot of people who are playing this game on YouTube are actually people who play Naruto Blazing, which is pretty cool. But I want to go over equipment because there are a lot of things when it comes to this game when it comes to equipment. So I definitely want to go over certain things with the game when it comes to equipment, right? So in this game, there's 6 pieces of equipment. There's a amulet, a necklace, a belt, a ring, earrings, and I believe this is a rune. And each set has could rate from uncommon all the way to super rare, as you can see on the right side of the screen. As you can see with my Meliodas right now, I have everything basically super rare except my rune. And obviously the more rare the item is, the more stats, right? The better stats it has. Now in this game, there are about 8 different pieces of equipment armor though, and each equipment armor does something different. Now, if you look on the right, I did make a chart, right? These are the 8 equipment pieces. You have the violet attack, right? And the way this game works, that when you have certain sets, right? So if you have the violet attack and you have 4 of them on your character, you get a set effect, which is attack plus 20%. But not all of them are 4, some of them are 2, so it allows you to mix and match them. As you can see, right, violet attack, the set you need, the amount of sets you need on your armor is 4, you get plus 20% attack. But then iron wall, you only need 2 to get defense plus 20%. So that allows you to mix and match with characters. Like Meliodas right now, if you have been playing the game, Meliodas, when you get him up to a certain battle level, he gets his passive ability, right? And his passive ability is what makes him really strong. And the more health he loses, the higher crit chance he gets. Now, see, if you look at the set pieces like Satisfaction, right? It does when you have 2 set pieces, you do critical damage plus 20%. So you can mix match that with something else, probably concentration, which a critical chance of 30%. So that allows you, like, depending on what the character is, what their passive ability is, and what type of character they are, you should definitely look for certain sets to put them with. And those type of sets right there, like I said, I have the chart on the right so you can look at them. Each of those sets do something different. Violet attack is plus 20%. Iron walls is defense plus 20%. Life is HP plus 20%. And having sets of them allow you to mix and match them, so you can mix up things like maybe if you want a character who has their HP risen up and also has like a critical damage chance, right? So that's why sets are pretty cool. And they're really very necessary, because in PvP, equipment does matter in PvP. Now, getting equipment is somewhat difficult, and not it could be a little bit hard to get equipment because they do cost a lot. But if you do yeah, exit out here real quick. If you do these missions, right, now in the town, each town you go to has a certain amount of hearts, as you can see on the top. The first town I went to, I already have it maxed out with a level 5 heart, and with each heart you require, it allows you to go to that town and buy equipment from there. But the equipment does cost a lot of money. It does cost a lot of money. Like let's go to a town right now. If I remember, like, equipment piece costs up to almost like over 500,000. Let's go to the store manager right now. Now, I will say that when you do start playing this game, it's best to at least go through all at least finish chapter 4 before you really want to start playing that other content. I say it's very important to get through as much of the story as possible. Like, I kid you not, it's very important. And as you can see, right, each level allows me to buy a different rarity of equipment. Level 1 allows me to buy commons, then uncommon, rare, super rare, super rare. You know, it goes on, and as you can see, that in the first town, that's where you get the violet attack, a set piece, and each town gives you different set piece. But if you want to, right, because that is very expensive. Once you do enough missions for the town and you get to max level, you start getting missions, as you can see right here, right? I have a mission right here, a hard mission. When I beat this hard mission 8 times, it gives me a super rare from the violent attack set piece. So even if you can't afford, because gold in this game could be pretty, like, it's very expensive to do things in this game, like awakening your character or evolving your character. That could be very expensive. So doing these missions, they can be quite difficult. It might take you some time, but doing these missions allows you to get these super rares while having to buy them yourself. Now so it makes it easier, but that's not all to equipment. Now we're gonna go back to the bar. Now when you unlock, I believe, level 2, you get Diane. I remember her name is Diane, right? And what Diane is able to do is she's able to break down your equipment, like you see in most RPGs, right? Like equipment that you don't necessarily need, you could break them down and you get these little gem pieces. And what these gem pieces allow you to do, they allow you to awaken your equipment pieces. Now I haven't awakened an equipment piece yet, so I'm gonna do it with you guys in this video. And you can also, before you even awaken an equipment piece, you can also reinforce, right? So actually, let's go back to her. No, that's not what I want. Oh my god. Alright. So these red orbs, these red little gems, that allows you to reinforce your armor. And then I'll go back into the equipment stage and I'll go over that. And these blue gems allows you to awaken your armor or evolve them, whatever they want to call it in this game. So let's go to the armor. Let's go back to my Meliodas. Now you can see on my amulet right here, I have +5, and that's because I have reinforced it 5 times. Now usually it's not really that expensive if you want, right? So we'll do this one right here. It's not very expensive to reinforce your armor, right? So now my rune is a +1. It's not that expensive to do. And it does make a somewhat of a difference, but the main reason you want to do this is that so you can finally evolve or awaken your armor. I haven't done that yet, but I will do it in this video. No, that's not what I want. So right, so I have two of those gems. I only need one of them, and it is kind of pricey. It is $80,000, and what it does, it adds a 1-star onto my equipment piece. So after you get your equipment right, you get the rarity, then you want to reinforce it to a +5, and then you want to awaken it with these gems. And I'm not exactly sure what these status effects do yet. I do know you can change them. Obviously by paying a gem. I'm not gonna do that. Obviously, as the game comes along and more things are translated better, we can figure out what that does. I'm not exactly sure what that does yet, but I do know you can change them. But as you can see, it added a buff onto that equipment piece. So that's really good to even add more to your character, because your little right here, right, is as you can see that number 18,000. That number right there is your character's battle ranking. And the higher your battle ranking, that's when you're allowed to unlock like their passive abilities and stuff like that. And it does gauge, you know, how strong you are when you go against opponents and stuff like that. So it's very important. So in this video, hopefully I went over everything, and it's pretty clear cut for you guys when it comes to equipment. So definitely make sure when you do get equipment, you look at those set pieces and the effect of those set pieces. If you want to know if the effect is working, if you look at the bottom right there, right, and it shows 20% at the bottom, that tells you that that effect is in play. Now I do have every single piece I do have is a attack piece. I don't know if it stacks or not. I doubt it. Obviously, as the game goes on, as I unlock more, I will mix and match them. That's just what I have right now. But I did want to make a video, guys, because I haven't seen any video on equipment or how equipment works for anybody who is covering the game. So I did want to cover it for you guys. So hopefully this helps anybody out. If you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section, and let me know, have you been playing 7 Deadly Sins? And if you haven't, do you plan on playing it at all? I'm really enjoying it. I've been playing this game basically non-stop since Tuesday night when it first dropped, and I'm loving it. It could be a struggle. It could be a little bit overwhelming, but I'm really loving the game. And I definitely, I'm trying to at least get my team up to the point where I feel like comfortable heading into PvP, so I can put out some PvP content for you guys. But it's been your boy Ziggy from Shonen Origins. If you're new here, please hit that sub video. If this video did help you out, make sure to please hit that like button. Peace, deuces, all above.